So Sean O'Malley versus Chito Vera is literally around the corner for UFC 299, and this is probably going to be a one-sided beating from Sean O'Malley. Yep, that's right. I believe that Sean O'Malley is going to school Chito in a very boring 5-round fight. And trust me guys, I would love nothing more to see Chito win and knock out the clown, which is obviously Sean O'Malley. But I doubt it, man. I honestly think Sean O'Malley is one of the best strikers we've ever seen in the octagon. The dude is hella underrated as a striker, and even though I don't like the dude, I have to respect his striking. I honestly think Sean O'Malley is going to have an Israel Adesanya-esque type of performance. I see Sean going around the cage, landing leg kicks and body kicks every so often. And I can see Sean consistently switching stances every so often, and he'll land some jabs and counters, rinse and repeat for all 5 rounds. But Chito has a very tight guard, and it's a bit overpowered, so he really never gets too hurt. And we're gonna get a very lackluster main event, man. I'm just calling it. This fight isn't gonna be a crazy brawl, okay? It's not going to be a Benoit Saint Denis versus Dustin Poirier-esque type of fight. It's gonna be a very, and I mean very, slow fight, and more likely a snooze fest. But hey, who knows? Maybe I'll be wrong. But let's break this thing down. And I feel super confident picking Sean. If you go back to the very first fight between Sean and Chito, you would notice that Sean was piecing up Chito. He was landing leg kicks, body kicks, and just schooling him on the feet. And that's all before Chito landed that leg kick, or more specifically the toes that landed on the cranial nerve. And I'm just gonna say how it is. It was a lucky hit. We hardly see kicks land on the cranial nerve, and it's not really a super technique that Chito has in his arsenal, okay? And I believe what's really gonna hurt Chito in this fight is that he's a very slow starter. And now, to be fair, it's not all necessarily a bad thing for Chito. He still has some dangerous power, and trust me, we've seen how much power he can generate when he knocked out Dominic Cruz. But him being a slow starter is a bad thing for this specific matchup with Sean, because an out of prime Dominic Cruz was piecing up Chito, and the same thing could be said about Rob Font. He was also piecing up Chito in the beginning of their fight. But to be fair, like I said earlier, Chito's guard is insanely good to the point where we've never seen him actually get stunned or rocked yet. And what does make Chito so good is that he eventually finds counters and relies on his power to usually get the knockout or damage his opponent, and that usually works. Given that Chito is facing a tall and rangy sniper like Sean O'Malley, I just don't see it working in this situation. Sean can execute a similar strategy to what Dominic Cruz was doing, but instead Sean can utilize his length and his range without the need for lunging as Cruz often does. I see Sean having tons of success, and it's going to be hard for Chito to counter since Sean moves so much, and I can see Sean making Chito frustrated as well, and I can see Sean landing a ton of leg kicks since his kicks come from different angles compared to other fighters. I'm telling you guys, Sean O'Malley is just a better striker, man. Sean switches stances a lot better now. He does a very good job in resetting in parallels to confuse the opponent and make his opponents question what they're going to do next. And the dude comes in weird angles that you don't really expect as well. And like I said earlier, Sean is not going to knock out Chito. His chin and his guard is too overpowered, and I honestly think it needs to be nerfed at this point. But I think Chito needs to mix it up in this fight if he's going to win. He's going to have to be more aggressive and look for counters. He does possess knockout power, so if he can land a clean shot, I could see him potentially winning that way. But I swear, if Chito comes in like he always does, takes his time and doesn't start the fight aggressive and just takes a round off, then he's probably most likely going to be toast. Sean is going to tee off Chito, but I will add that there's still a question about Sean O'Malley's gas tank, which will be interesting to see if he can go for all 5 rounds. Because if Sean can't go all 5 rounds, that is another way I could see Chito potentially beating O'Malley. Because I mean, after all, we know that Chito has 5-round cardio. We've seen it countless times, and Chito can take advantage of this and potentially beat Sean O'Malley and finish him. And I gotta say, I find it interesting that I see Sean winning by decision, and I only see Chito winning by knockout. That's the only way I see Chito winning. I think Sean O'Malley has the advantage in this fight, and I think the UFC was smart to give Sean O'Malley this rematch. Yeah, it could be a dangerous fight, but it's no Corey Sandhagen or Merab. The UFC obviously is protecting Sean O'Malley from those guys, and I honestly think after this fight he's going to try to go up to the featherweight division and fight Ilia Topuria for that super fight, which at that point there would probably be an interim title fight between Merab and Corey, which is perfect because who doesn't like an interim title fight? But yeah, Sean O'Malley is going to school Chito, but what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys on my next one.